Ever wondered what cross-site scripting is and why it poses a threat to your web application? Cross-site scripting, often abbreviated as XSS, is a type of vulnerability found in web applications. It allows attackers to inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. Imagine a scenario where an attacker could impersonate another user, perform actions on their behalf, and even access sensitive data. Sounds scary, right? That's the potential impact of XSS on web applications. It's a serious threat, one that could compromise your data and the trust of your users. Therefore, understanding XSS and how it works is crucial. It forms the basis for implementing effective strategies to mitigate these vulnerabilities, which will be explored in the following sections. Understanding XSS is the first step towards protecting your web application. Now, let's dive into the various strategies to mitigate these vulnerabilities. The first line of defense against XSS attacks is input validation and output encoding. Now let's break it down. Input validation is all about setting ironclad rules on what kind of data your application will accept. This means scrutinizing every single piece of information that users feed into your system and rejecting anything that looks suspicious. It's like having a discerning bouncer at the door of your club, only letting in the good stuff. On the other side of the coin, we have output encoding. This is where we make sure any user-generated content is safely translated into a harmless format before it's displayed on a web page. Think of it as a universal translator, turning potentially dangerous scripts into benign text. These two techniques combined form a powerful shield that can neutralize many XSS attacks. They're not bulletproof, but they're an essential part of any web application's defense strategy. Remember, validating user inputs and encoding output can significantly reduce the risk of XSS attacks. Scene script. Next up are content security policy and web application firewalls, two powerful tools in your XSS mitigation arsenal. Let's start with the content security policy, or CSP. This is a security standard that can be a game changer when it comes to preventing XSS attacks. It operates on a simple yet effective principle. Only trust what you specify. In other words, CSP allows you to specify the sources from which content can be loaded on your web page. By doing so, it restricts the execution of scripts, styles, and other resources to only those sources that you trust and have specified in the policy. So, if an attacker tries to inject a malicious script into your web page, CSP will step in and block it because it's not from a trusted source. But how does one implement a CSP, you may ask? Well, it's all done via a special HTTP header that you send from your server. This header contains the policy, and once the browser receives it, the policy is enforced for the current page, providing a robust line of defense against XSS attacks. Now, let's move on to web application firewalls, also known as WAFs. WAFs are another crucial aspect of XSS mitigation. These are special firewalls designed specifically for web applications. They inspect the web traffic flowing into your application and can identify potentially harmful requests, such as those containing malicious scripts. Once a harmful request is detected, the WAF can block it, preventing the script from reaching your application and causing damage. Deploying a WAF might sound like a complex task, but in reality, many cloud providers and hosting services offer integrated WAF solutions that can be easily configured and activated. And remember, a WAF is not just a standalone solution, but rather a component of a multi-layered security approach. Implementing a robust CSP and deploying a WAF will make your web application much more resistant to XSS attacks. Remember, in the world of cybersecurity, every layer of protection counts, and these two tools add significant heft to your defenses. Beyond these technical measures, secure coding practices and regular security audits can go a long way in preventing XSS vulnerabilities. Coding securely is an art and a science. It involves a deep understanding of the programming language and the potential security risks that come with it. It's crucial to train developers on secure coding practices. This training should emphasize the importance of properly escaping and encoding user-generated content. It should also stress the dangers of using risky JavaScript functions like eval, which can open the door to XSS attacks. But secure coding goes beyond just knowing the do's and don'ts of a programming language. It also involves using secure frameworks and libraries that have been vetted and tested for security vulnerabilities. These tools often come with built-in defenses against common web attacks, including XSS, providing an extra layer of protection for web applications. In addition to secure coding practices, regular security audits are another essential part of mitigating XSS risks. These audits should involve both automated scanning tools and manual testing to detect potential XSS issues. Automated tools can quickly scan a large code base for common XSS patterns, while manual testing allows for a more in-depth analysis of the application's logic and potential attack vectors. However, security audits shouldn't be a one-time event. They should be conducted regularly to catch any new vulnerabilities that may have been introduced during development. Regular audits not only help to identify and fix potential XSS vulnerabilities, but they also foster a culture of security within the organization. Also, don't forget about security headers like XSS protection and X-content type options. These headers provide additional layers of protection against XSS attacks, helping browsers to mitigate certain types of XSS vulnerabilities. By embracing secure coding practices and conducting regular audits, you can stay one step ahead of potential XSS vulnerabilities. Remember, security is not a destination but a journey. It requires continuous effort, vigilance, and a proactive approach to stay ahead of the ever-evolving threat landscape. Let's summarize the key points we've discussed. Mitigating cross-site scripting vulnerabilities involves a comprehensive approach to web application security. This includes implementing strict input validation and output encoding, enforcing a robust content security policy, and deploying specialized web application firewalls. Moreover, it's crucial to sanitize HTML and user-generated content while adhering to secure coding practices that emphasize proper encoding and escaping of user-generated content. Using secure frameworks and avoiding risky JavaScript functions are also vital. Setting the HTTP-only and secure flags for cookies can further enhance security. And don't forget the importance of regular security audits and penetration testing to identify and remediate excess vulnerabilities. Implementing security headers like XSS protection and X-content type options provide additional layers of protection. Remember, mitigating XSS vulnerabilities requires a combination of these strategies and an ongoing commitment to security best practices. Stay safe out there!